This is a painting that follows the principle of calligram or micrography to paint the 1,000 names of Sri Vishnu. While the painting is going on, the research about the names is also happening, and along with that, I am sharing these with you on a weekly vlog. Also take some tangential perspectives from Shrimad Bhagavad Gita, Shrimad Bhagavatam, or any other storyline from the Sanatana Dharma to make it as interesting as possible for you and me. With today's plan was a great plan, because the great is what we are going to discuss. Today's plan has 10 names, 171 through 80. And then we also are going to check out this greatness of MAHA. What exactly does it mean through a verse from Bhagavad Gita? Let's get started right away, starting with the names. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Shri Ram. Welcome back to the Glaze Studios oil painting vlog number 19 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali. This is a painting that follows the principle of calligram or micrography to paint the 1,000 names of Sri Vishnu. While the painting is going on, the research about the names is also happening, and along with that, I am sharing these with you on a weekly vlog, sharing whatever I have learned so far with you in the weekly vlog. We also take some tangential perspectives from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, or any other storyline from the Sanatana Dharma to make it as interesting as possible for you and me. Without much ado, let's get started with today's plan. Today's plan was a great plan, because the great is what we are going to discuss. Today's plan has 10 names, 171 through 80. And then we also are going to check out this greatness of MAHA. What exactly does it mean through a verse from Bhagavad Gita? Let's get started right away, starting with the names. The 171st name is Om Mahotsahaya Namaha. One who is ever busy in the work of creation, sustenance, and dissolution. Sustenance, I think, should be the right word. So creation, sustenance, and dissolution. So he is very busy. He is in action all the time, because he has to create just not you and me. He has to create many elements here, and not just any elements on the earth, but also elements across this cosmos. And that's why he is called Mahotsahaya Namaha. 172nd name is Om Mahabalaya Namaha. Balam refers to strength. Maha refers to greatness. Okay, great strength. Let's try to look at the meaning. The strongest among all who has the strength. He is the strongest among the all. He has to be. So he has the right to create and the will to create all of us. Yes. 173rd name is Om Mahabuddhaye Namaha. The wisest among the wise. Buddha. You know the name. Buddha refers to the enlightened. Yeah. So anybody who's enlightened can be called the Buddha. Of course, we refer to the great Gautama Muni as Buddha. Gautama Buddha. Yeah. Siddhartha Gautama was called the Buddha because he was the enlightened. So Mahabuddhaye Namaha refers to the wisest among the wise. 174th name is Om Mahaviryaya Namaha. This refers to the most powerful one, because ignorance, which is the cause of samsara, he is the great power. He is the most powerful one, because not because he has the power to kill people or power to change things around the world. He is ruling over the samsara, that is the cause of ignorance. What is that? It's a little deeper to understand, because he is not ruling over ignorance. He is waiting for us to gain the knowledge. He is the most powerful because of the knowledge that he possesses, and waiting for us to move ourselves out of ignorance and step up, make tiny steps to move towards the knowledge. 175th name is Om Maha Shaktaye Namaha, one with great resources of strength and skill. So we talked about the importance of his role as the creator, sustainer, and dissolver. He is this physical strength, if we have to put it in our own terms. He is wise, the buddhi, the buddhaye, wisest among the wise, and he is also the powerful one, most importantly because he is ruling over that ignorance, the samsara that we are in, and trying to lead us slowly and steadily out of the samsara so that we can come out of the ignorance and become brilliant one. And he also has the resources, the skill, and how to. So there are some procedures also he did, isn't it? What is it called? The Vedas, the standard operating procedures. 176th name is Om Mahadutaye Namaha. Mahadutaye Namaha refers to the one who is intensely brilliant both within and without. So brilliance within and without. This is a very difficult thing, isn't it? We try to gain brilliance by, studying, achieving something outside of us. Brilliant within is also about knowing more about who we are, what are our strengths and capabilities and weaknesses, and understanding when to control ourselves, withdrawing the senses. I think we talked a lot about that in previous session, isn't it? About the Ashta Angas of yoga anga or part that talks about the withdrawal of senses. So this is exactly pointing to that one who is intensely brilliant both within and without. 177th name is Om Anirdeshayava Pushe Namaha. Anirdeshayava Pushe Namaha. One who cannot be indicated to another as he is this, because he cannot be objectively known. We know that now, is that we try to understand who he could be, and the moment we think we have, I understand, I know this man, then he makes another step, and then it looks like, okay, maybe I don't understand him. So we are always, it's like the cheese that is being moved, and we think, okay, we have reached, and then the cheese is being pulled into another direction. So we are keeping on trying to understand. The process is still ongoing. 178th name is Om Srimate Namaha. Sri refers to anything of positivity, abundance, wealth, and so on. And here in this context, it refers to one endowed with greatness of every kind. 179th name is Om Ameyatmane Namaha, the spirit with intelligence that cannot be measured by anyone. Again, we talked about that he cannot be indicated and he cannot be measured here by anyone. His intelligence cannot be measured. I think it's also difficult to measure intelligence. We try to do so with grading and so on in the schools and colleges, but it is difficult, isn't it, in all aspects, in all dimensions. 180th name is Om Mahadridhrute Namaha, one who held up great mountain Mandara at the time of churning of the milk ocean, and also Govardhana in his Krishna incarnation. This is also pulling us to different storylines. The storyline of Krishna lifting up the Govardhana, it's also a very, very interesting story where a small little boy, in the form of small little boy, Lord Krishna himself is picking up a huge mountain. And we always talk about this. This is something we talk about in the terms of in our daily course, when we feel that some activity is really beyond our measure, or some situation or challenge is beyond our measure. It feels like a mountain. We do that. We say that to each other many times. It feels like a mountain to move. Can we move a mountain? And this is a phrase that is sticking to us all the time. But this is incarnation where he shows that a mountain can be moved to protect a lot of people from the rains that are drowning the whole city, you can say, or the village, you can say. And he had to do that. This is symbolical, but it also has a greater meaning to it. And we are going to look at this greatness. How is it possible? And a lot of these words are connecting again and again to this impossible intelligence. So we are going to look at all that right away, because we are done with the meanings. So we are going to look at that right away. Maha. What does that mean? So let's just look at the Maha refers to greatness. Great or being great, being mighty, being powerful, being strong, abundant. And it also refers to old or aged. And old does not necessarily mean or weak, or age does not necessarily mean weak. Here in this context, old or aged, in the context of Maha, will be somebody more experienced, somebody more mature. So that's how we can understand. So it's always coming with a lot of great positive words as meanings when we look at Maha. Let's look at this Maha with the help of, I think there is Maha TATHVA, the Maha element in the whole Bhagavad Gita or Shrimad Bhagavadam or any other scripture for that matter. So we are going to take the help of one single verse just for today's sake from Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. I am in Canto number 3, verse 28. Tattva with Mahabaho Guna Karma Vibhagayo Gunaha Guneshu Vartante iti Matva na Sajjate. Here, Tattvatit refers to the knower of the absolute truth, Tu, but Mahabaho, O mighty armed one, Guna Karma of works under material influence, Vibhagayoha, differences, Gunaha, senses, Guneshu, in sense gratification, Vartante iti, are being engaged thus, Matva na Sajjate, thinking never becomes attached. Let's connect the dots. Here, this particular verse means one who is in knowledge of the absolute truth, O mighty armed one, does not engage himself in the senses and sense gratification, knowing well the differences between working in devotion and working for fruitive results. It is all coming back to this Maha Tattva. This Tattva is the, you can also call it as attribute. And the knower of the absolute truth. This is the absolute truth. The moment you know this absolute truth, that you cannot be running after material benefits and profits and thing all the time and expecting divine experiences, expecting this Maha Tattva, anything great around it, because we are nowhere in the circumference of where he operates. So the easiest way is that, so all this Maha, all this greatness, all this build up that we have been listening to, he is really great, he is brilliant, that you cannot even find him, you cannot see who he is, you cannot feel him, you cannot measure his strength, measure his length, breadth, whatever. But it's all possible with the simple absolute truth. What is that? That we understand how to negate ourselves from sense gratification, and understand the difference between working in devotion, karma, doing your dharma, without an attachment to the results or the fruits. The moment you start this process, you're taking one step towards that circumstance where he exists. So this Mahatattva is simplified through this shortcut. It's up to us to take the shortcut or go the long way. That's how it is. And to come back to the thought process of this Govardhana story, where Lord Krishna, the baby boy, form of Lord Vishnu, lifts up this mountain to save the people, save this village that is drowning because of the downpour of water of the pralaya. It is again the story of something that is possible in spite of all the odds. So if you set your mind to it, even mountains can be moved. The same time that we talk about mountain and refer to mountain as a connotation to the challenges that we have, as a connotation to the situation that we are going through, there are also mountains that have been moved. There are great lengths we have human race has achieved. You and I are able to talk now through all these systems, through all these devices, technology. That is again another mountain. It was impossible many years ago. Now it is possible for us to connect so easily, doesn't matter which part of the world we are. So we have moved mountains, isn't it? In so many ways, mountains can be moved with precision and devotion. And the most important criteria is what? Detached attachment. What is the real purpose of you wanting to move this mountain? What is the benefit coming out of it? Are you really attached to the benefit coming out of it? That's where the answer lies. I hope this is a very interesting topic that gets you thinking into all the mountains that you're facing. This video or our discussion finds us in the brink of solutions to all these issues right away. But maybe we are going to take a look at the mountains that we are facing one at a time. Let them be mountain, we will respect that, but we will definitely be devoted to finding the solution, maybe not necessarily attached to the results of or the fruits of this activity. We're just going to devote to moving this mountain 1 millimeter at a time. With that promise, I would definitely look forward to your comments and feedback, because this is definitely touched upon very interesting storylines and very interesting debate. With your questions and comments, I also get to understand more, and let's explore more. With that, until we meet next time, stay blessed, stay happy, stay motivated. Thank you. Bye-bye.